Did you like The Big Lebowski? Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? No Country for Old Men? Are you a fan of Nicolas Cage? Or Holly Hunter? Or John Goodman? If you answered yes to any of those questions, you have to see this movie. Raising Arizona. My VHS copy, somebody wrote their name on here, so I had to scribble it out with a permanent marker to protect the innocent, you know. This movie is hilarious. It's made by the Coen brothers, who made The Big Lebowski, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, No Country for Old Men, Blood Simple, Barton Fink, like a whole bunch of movies that I have either seen and loved or always heard about. I didn't know this was a Coen brothers movie. This is only their second, I think, collaboration or their second project. It's 1987, it's in color, and it's approximately 94 minutes long. 94 minutes of comedy gold, if you ask me. I remembered this movie. This was one of the first movies back in the day that I saw on pay TV, which was a thing here in Canada that we called basically cable. It showed quite frequently, and I had seen it back then. I laughed my ass off at it, and I'd kind of forgotten about it over all these years. Nicolas Cage is great in it. I think he's hilarious. This is kind of before he starts to play up the goofiness of his acting personality. He delivers in this. He doesn't intentionally act all crazy, but he's still pretty crazy, and I think that's what makes it really funny, is because he hadn't settled in to his crazy mode yet. Also an early movie for Holly Hunter, the female lead in this. Generally don't care for most of her movies. I don't really care for her that much as an actress, but she did a really good job in this. John Goodman is in it. John Goodman's great in this, actually. He's scary and weird, but also goofy and hilarious in this movie. Nicolas Cage in this movie, his character is H.I. McDonough. Everyone calls me Hi. He's like a career criminal. He's in and out of jail a bunch of times, and in all the times that he goes through the system and he gets his mugshot taken, it's always the same female officer that's taking his picture, Holly Hunter's character, Edwina. And I think the third time that Nick Cage goes through the prison system, he actually proposes to her because they have such a rapport. I guess it's kind of funny. She's a police officer, he's a convict or a criminal, but they fall in love and they're super happy. They get married, and unfortunately she's unable to bear children, and the state won't let them adopt children because of High's criminal record. Meanwhile, local furniture magnate Nathan, Arizona, he and his wife have quintuplets. They have 5 babies. Hi and Ed decide that, they stated in the newspaper the Arizonas had more babies than they could handle. So they decide they want to kidnap one of them. They got more than they can handle. We can't have one, so let's go get it. Not a great plan. No. They pull it off. They get the baby. Hi brings the baby home and has to deal with responsibility, being a responsible person. And his character is perfect in this, and the direction, I think, in this movie is awesome. The lines the characters are given are great. Anyway, they kidnap the baby. Then there's some other hijinks that go on, and I'm not going to spoil the movie for you because I think you should really watch this. It's, in my mind, a classic comedy. Great example of Coen Brothers style, quirky comedy, sort of crime, but at the same time, just regular people. I think maybe they go a little overboard on the stereotypes of, Southwestern Arizonans. Hey, it can't be 100% off the mark. It's a movie about trying to build a family, trying to be responsible, trying to own up to your responsibilities and that sort of thing. And Nicolas Cage actually goes through a bit of a character arc with it. He has dreams and stuff like that, and about dreams about redemption. And even though he's a criminal dirtbag, he can turn it around. And with a baby, I mean, this family would be unstoppable. But he learns by the end of the movie that maybe that's not what it's all about. Maybe having a baby doesn't define who you are. It's the things that you do that define who you are. Well, I suppose I got to give it a letter grade because I've been doing that lately, and I really liked it. I mean, this was something that I had seen years ago and hadn't watched in a really long time, and it surprised me how much I liked it. And I think if you watch it, if you like any of the things that I've talked about in this video, I think you would enjoy it too. So yeah, I give it an A solid A. Much better than other comedies that I've recently featured on here. This is the legit comedy. It's meant to be a comedy. It's funny, rewatchable, kind of has some drama in there too. It has exciting chase scenes, and I recommend this movie.